All right, guys, one more day of factoring. Today, factoring trinomials. Probably the most challenging type, but I'm going to give you a great method to do these things. So hang in there. Try to get this the best you can. And we'll work on it tomorrow, obviously. But if you can get a lot of it off the video, that's really good. Okay, those are what trinomials look like. They got three terms. And what we're going to do, especially when there's a 1 in the front of the x squared, because there's no number there or a 1, all I'm looking for are factors of the negative 40 that add up to be 3. Okay, so in that case, 8 and 5, like positive 8 and negative 5. Think about that. If I multiply 5 times negative 8, that's negative 40. And if I add, think about FOIL. If I add the outer and the inner, or if I add the 8 and negative 5, I get positive 3. So that's it. Okay, these are going to be one-step deals. Next one, I'm looking for factors of the last number, 22, that add up to be negative 13. The only thing I know that goes into 22 is 11 and 2. And notice my signs there. I did both negative because two negatives, if you multiply them together, you get positive 22. And if you add two negatives, you get a negative 13. I didn't make a big deal of that on the first one. I knew when I started the first one that the signs had to be different because my 40 was a negative. So I had to get a positive and a negative. And the bigger one had to be positive because I had a positive 3 right there. Let's look at these second two. This one I'm looking, these are all positive, which means I know it's going to be x plus and x plus before I even start. And I'm looking for factors of 30 that add up to be 11, which I think is pretty obvious, be 5 and 6. 5 times 6 is 30, 5 plus 6 is 11. All right, one more here. Okay, again, this one's got a minus, minus. I'll try to give you a case of every single sign combination. So because it's negative 24, I'm going to have a plus and a minus, which means I need two factors of 24 that are going to give me 5 somehow. 12 and 2 won't do it, 6 and 4 won't do it, but you know what, 8 and 3 will. And because it's a negative 5, I need a negative 8 and a positive 3, because if you add negative 8 and a positive 3, that does give you a negative 5. Okay, we're going to change one thing up, and we're going to do what's called slide, divide, slide. Get that down, slide, divide, slide. We're going to do that a lot. And we're going to do slide, divide, slide when there's a coefficient in the front that's not 1. And here's how it works. Pretty simple, actually. I'm going to slide the 5 to where the 3 is. And what I'm going to do when I slide it, I'm going to multiply the 3 times the 5, which is 15. Then I'm going to factor that because now there's a 1 in the front. So I'm just going to take advantage of the 1 being in the front. I'm looking for factors of 15 that give me 16, which, by the way, that's 15 and 1. Okay, that's the slide part. That's the S. Now we've got to divide. Now here's the good news. The same number you slid with, that 5, we're also going to divide by that number. So I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. Now, I know what 15 divided by 5 is. It's 3. Okay, so I can just do that. Now, 1 divided by 5, I can't do that. So I'm going to slide again. I'm going to slide that 5 on the bottom back in front of that x, 5x plus 1. And I promise you that's it. If you were to do FOIL method right here on those two, you would get what you started with, which is the goal. Okay, a couple more. I'm going to go a little faster now. Okay, slide first. Slide the 3 to the end. Multiply it by the 7, which makes it 21. Now factor what you got, because you have a 1 in the front. Factors of 21. So I'm thinking positive 21 and negative 1, because if you multiply those, you get negative 21. If you add them, positive 20. That's the slide part. Now we're going to divide by the same number we slid, which is the 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. You can't do 1 divided by 3, so I'm going to slide it back, make it 3x minus 1. Guys, there it is. Slide, divide, slide. I'm going to show you one more. All right, one more case. Now, this is a tricky one because some of y'all are going to want to slide that 12 right now, but you got to remember what we said yesterday. And is you always look for GCF first, always. And this one has a GCF. Every single term up there has a 4. So I'm going to take a 4 out first. 4 goes into 12 3 times. It goes into 4 1 time. It goes into 40 10 times. Now I'm going to slide, divide, slide. Guys, you always do GCF first, always. So here it goes. Slide the 3. That's going to make that 30. 10 times 3 is 30. Factor what you have now. All right, which is I need factors of 30. One's got to be positive, one's got to be negative because it's negative 30. It's got a negative in the middle, so I'm going to make that a negative 6 and positive 5. And don't forget to, some people will get right there and they get happy and stop. Don't stop. It's slide, divide, slide. So we got to divide again. Divide by what we slid. What number do we slide? 3. So we're going to divide by 3, and here's the deal. I can't do 5/3, so I'm going to slide that 3 back in front of the x. I can do 6 divided by 3, though. It's just 2. And there you go. That's all there is to it. Well, it's got to help. I hope that made sense, that slide by slide. We'll spend the most of our time tomorrow doing that in class. Hope it helped. See you then.